You know that you're really good at what you do, but are you making sure that that's being told to people online and off every time they encounter your personal brand? Because whether you'd like to admit it or not, honey, you already have a personal brand. Every time that you have posted something on social media, set up your LinkedIn profile, done your website, interacted at a board meeting, all of those things have contributed to exactly what people think about you on a personal and professional level. And are you attracting the right people for who you authentically are? Today, we're gonna go through 4 very easy steps about how to, first of all, figure out what those things are that make you authentically you, and then attract the right customers and clients and coworkers for you to really flourish and be cool sitting in your own skin. By the end of this video here today, you will have gone through 4 extremely easy steps that will show you how to grab onto that stuff that makes you authentically you, attract clients and coworkers who are exactly who you should be working with and will help you flourish. And guys, trust me, this works. I've used this with photographers, bloggers, models, and also a ton of executives and corporations looking to really amp up their profile and attract the kind of employees that they want to have on board with them to make their dreams and their visions come to life. Quick side note and shout out to my friend Jordan who introduced me to this quote because it has become my absolute favorite branding quote. Your brand is not what you say it is, your brand is what they say it is. Once you're done checking out this video, make sure that you subscribe to my channel and ring that little bell for notifications because I'm gonna be dropping some serious branding and marketing tips on you for the next little while here and you wouldn't wanna miss them. We're gonna get pretty granular when it comes to certain things like how you get your brand to be told into actual marketing things and how we track all the ROI about all of them. We wanna make sure that you're doing your best and that your business is skyrocketing. Let's do this thing. So step 1, and arguably the hardest step, is that you have to be honest with yourself. Kind of freaky, right? This is the part usually when I sit down with a client and kind of feel like they're a therapist. I've never asked anyone to lay down, but the first thing you have to do is look at your current channels, look at the way you're writing, and look at the way that you're perceiving yourself through imagery. And is that how you want to be perceived? We can easily do this with someone else's channel. So what I suggest to people if they're having a hard time being like really introspective is for them to go and open up a few other profiles of competitors of theirs, or maybe someone in a completely different market, but sit down and look at it and say, hey, what does this image say about this person? What does this say about this person? Do their long posts really add that much value or do they sound kind of rambly? Does this person look educated or approachable or funny or too serious or really businessy? And then work backwards from there. Here's a really simple exercise for you to hone in on being honest with yourself. And I know this is a little bit awkward for some people, but you gotta get down and dirty if you wanna make sure that who you are is who you're being portrayed as. So what I really recommend to you is to get in contact with 5 people that you work with often. Maybe this is a boss, maybe this is someone who just knows you really well that you vent a lot about work to, but have them write down the 5 things that they rely on you most for. The key here is to really identify the things that we're good at. You don't need to sit down and scroll through your Instagram page being like super hard on yourself. That's not what this is about. This is about identifying the things that you're really, really good at, the things that people count on you for. So go to those people and ask them to write down 5 things that are exactly you. Step 2, understand your value proposition. Now, this one seems like it'd be a really easy thing to do. However, I see so many people who are so good at so many things, so they're kind of spread out all across the board. I want you to think about what is the one thing that your company is best at? What is the one thing that you are best at? I mean, don't be afraid to sprinkle in the other little skills and assets that you have, but let's really focus on one niche because that's how you're gonna get discovered. The exercise for step 2 that's really gonna help you out here is to, again, look at your own pages and ask yourself, does my main value proposition jump out right off the bat? In my signature on my email, is my value prop really showing? On my Instagram page, does it show it right in my bio exactly what it is, the one thing that people really rely on me for, and the thing that my business does and knocks out of the park? Step 3, ask yourself why. Why do you even do this? What got you into this situation in the first place, and why is this something that you feel passionate about and want other people to be listening to you about? The exercise for step 3 is pretty simple. I want you to get out the old journal and sit there and write down to yourself what it is that got you into this industry in the first place. What are the things that spark your fire and get you through when the things are kind of crappy and you're stuck in the weeds? What are those little wins for you? The other thing to think about is what kind of clients do you want to attract? Do you like working with someone in a high-rise, shiny building with a suit on? Or do you want to meet someone at 5 in the afternoon after a yoga class, still with a little sweat on you, and have a really casual conversation? These things will all make it so much easier for you to portray yourself in the way that you want to be portrayed and the way that you authentically are. So write those things down. What is it about this industry and why you want to do things in the way you want to do them just for you? Step number 4, write that shit down. And everyone I've ever worked with ever will know that this one was coming, because it is something I swear by, especially in the branding world, which can be kind of like floating up in the air somewhere. We want it to be something that you can grab onto. In order for something to be actionable, it needs to be tangible. So we need to write things down. Steps 1 through 3, sure, you've figured out what it is that makes you who you are. You figured out what people rely on you for, and you figured out who you want to work with. But now we need to write that down. So there are 3 things I always get my clients to go through, and that is write a mission statement, write a tagline, which we'll get to in a second, and also write down the 5 things that you want people to feel. A quick peek behind the curtain on what this looked like for my brand personally. Let's start with the mission statement. I'm on a mission to show women they've had the power to do whatever they want all along, and inspire them to live fearlessly enough to do it. Now let's get to the tagline. And okay, before you start marketing at me saying taglines are so passé, taglines will never be printed on any of my collateral. However, I love having this tagline because every time I post an image or write a blog post or anything else to represent myself, I go back to this and say, hey, does it speak to my tagline? It's a broad world out there, one full of infinite adventure. And the last thing is the 5 things that I want people to feel. So for broad world, I want people to feel encouraged, capable, like they don't have to take themselves too seriously, real and human, and alive. Step 5. Oh yeah, wait, did I say there were only 4 steps? I kind of lied, because step 5 is probably the most important part. You have to wash, rinse, repeat. Everybody together now, wash, rinse, repeat. This is super important. Your business is never gonna stay the same for 5-6 years. Hell, it's not gonna stay the same for 5 or 6 months. So it's really important that after 6 months, maybe a year, depending on how things are going, you sit down and go through these steps again and recalibrate. All of these are slow turning ships, and every entrepreneur knows you have to go where the business is. So sit down with yourself every 6 months and go through these steps again. You won't regret it. I hope this video helped you understand what your personal brand currently looks like and where it should be going so that you're in the driver's seat. If you liked it and it was helpful, give me a thumbs up. If you didn't enjoy it, give me a thumbs down and let me know what I could do better next time. If you have other questions about personal branding, drop those into the comment section too, because I'm gonna be building my content based on the feedback that I'm getting from viewers like yourself. So go ahead and leave me a comment. And if you want some more snack size little tips as well, make sure to follow me on Instagram, because those pop up in my stories and occasionally on my feed. So head over to Instagram, and it is broad_world. See you soon.